when I find myself in that position of blame, that somebody has wronged me, somebody else has wronged me, where does my acceptance go then? Because I am not remembering how I got the ball rolling.
From the Big Island of Hawaii, welcome to Aloha Speaks, home of Malama Aloha Pono by Alexander Noman, offering relief for all relationships with a focus on anger assessment and resolve.
Aloha. Alex here with Aloha Speaks once again. I guess I'm smiling because it's at myself that I'm laughing a bit with the difficulty I'm having with this video. It's the first time I've taken 3 takes. Who knows how many more it might take. The topic is acceptance, and it's simple, but I'm making it complicated. It's because it's going in all these different directions. The parentheses after it, there's a question mark after the word acceptance. Acceptance? Question mark. The parentheses. There's this differentiate. And every time I think of differentiate, there's this slash discernment. They kind of go together because I have that ability. I mean, it's not that I'm to assume that I'm good at it, but I have the ability. That's the wonderful thing. Am I good at it? That's why the assessment process is so valuable. And then there's a dash with the word rigorous honesty. Again, always rigorous honesty. And then a slash, brutal honesty, because there's a difference. Never a need for brutal honesty. That's not needed. That rigorous honesty is a must. So, this is a lot going on here under this question of acceptance because of the rigorous honesty and having to differentiate here. And it starts out with this situation of the why. There are 2 whys talked about from the beginning that Malama Aloha Pono works with. Putting the first one to the side for now, working with the one that is dealing with that, the staff being me, and where it branches off from the choice point. It's going to go one way or it's going to go another way as a result of the choice that I make. I usually find myself down over here in a mess, not realizing, not admitting it's because of a choice that I made. Like, oh no, look at the mess I'm in. And of course, having a lot of difficulty accepting it. Oh, I don't have my book with me. Okay, good. In the book of Alcoholics Anonymous on page 417, which is in the stories, the thickest part of that book are the stories of alcoholics. On page 417, so it's not in the first 164 pages that is the work or the part about the alcoholism itself, and still it's famous. So I'm not going to have access right now to the longer segment, but the famous quote is, "Acceptance is the answer to all my problems." Now, it goes on from there. It talks about how everything is exactly the way it's supposed to be. But this is it even says all in italics. Now, no, I'm not going to argue there. That holds water. Point being, easy to say. And there's this differentiation or this discernment that I need to have on what is this acceptance. Because earlier in the video, when it came, of course it was in a context that the word acceptance came up, and I said, no. Because earlier, just before that, I was talking about my arrogance, how arrogant I can be. And I said, no, not acceptance. And I stand by that because of how I was. There's that one way that it can be looked at, that acceptance, in that I am a receiver. Okay, that's okay. I'm receiving. It's that gift that I'm receiving. Okay, that aspect of acceptance. Yes. Just like this, yes, acceptance is the answer to all my problems. Yes. Good, we'll go there. Thumbs up. But I take it a step further, like, who am I to say whether something is acceptable or unacceptable? See, that I take it a step too far in my arrogance, because my ego, inflated ego, from the work that I have done, I'm aware. Okay, Dr. Thibault, in the back of another book called Alcoholics Anonymous Comes of Age, these people he is not an alcoholic, but he worked with so many alcoholics, coined this common trait called defiant individualism that alcoholics share. Any addict of any sort, this is the ego, that defiance. No. Because when I find myself in that position of blame, that somebody has wronged me, somebody else has wronged me, where does my acceptance go then? Because I am not remembering how I got the ball rolling, which is on page 67, the page in the book of Alcoholics Anonymous, in the work portion, that it says, We disregard the other person involved entirely when I'm answering the questions, where am I selfish? Where am I dishonest? Where have I been? But I don't say have I been, because that's the 4th step. Looking backward, I'm doing the 10th step, seeing this is an issue going on in my life today. So I'm saying, where am I being selfish? Where am I being dishonest? Where am I prideful, self-seeking? Where am I in fear, frightened? Those are the 4 questions on page 67. But right after it says we tried to disregard the other person involved entirely. I need to X that word tried out and simply disregard because of my defiance. I just, no, but they were 25%, they were 50% their fault. It was 25% their fault at the bottom of the page. At the bottom of the page. Is it not we? Is it not me? It says we, but is it not me who set the ball rolling? That's the truth. That's the reality. That's the choice point that I so badly do not want to remember or go there, so that had that not happened in the first place, none of this would have occurred. I created the problem. Where is my acceptance? Truly, acceptance? When I can be in that place of reality, that's the freedom. It's beyond acceptance. It then becomes love. Acceptance, it's love of the is. It's an embracing. It's an appreciation. That gratitude is incomprehensible. Until next time, aloha. And to close, clicking on the thumbs up icon supports Aloha Speaks, as well as clicking on the free subscribe tab. Mahalo.